Good morning. We are at day one on the IBS show in Orlando, Florida, and just leaving my hotel. It's about a 40-minute walk from the hotel. Could I take an Uber? Probably. And I didn't see any shuttles, but I decided to walk. So it's good. Get some fresh air. Sun is out. Check out the scenery. So it's always good to get out, get a little walking in. Obviously, I'll be walking around at IBS, but just wanted to keep you updated. So next YouTube video will be about the IBS and all the vendors. So like and subscribe, and see you guys soon. Day one is to a close, and as you can tell, got some stuff, probably about 50 pounds worth of stuff. I'll go through some of it, but I'll do a little haul for all of you of what you can get talking to vendors and building those relationships. But day one at IBS, walking back to the hotel, gonna stop and get a little hub sub from Publix, as my kids call it. So I'm gonna get one of those for dinner and eat that, and then go through and sort all my stuff, a little downtime, and call it good. But I got some good stuff. I got back there is utensils, a 3-set I usually get with the cooking grills and stuff like that. So talked to a grill vendor and they gave me that. So probably, $200 to $300 worth of stuff I have that I got, merch and socks and all that good stuff. But yeah, day one close and go from there. Do a little haul later on. Day two coming up. See how many miles I walked. I'll post that. Just getting back from the IBS day one. I did over 17,000 steps today, and just kind of relaxing and had a little dinner, so to speak. I don't eat much during the day, just snack and kind of fast in a way. Just kind of keeps the energy level up for myself. But one of the biggest reasons for IBS is we talk to different vendors, or I talk to different vendors. It can be waterproofing or shower systems. Also like floor protection. We do a whole house protection. So it's a HPP that we offer, house protection plan. And we cover all the floors, put plastic walls up, so that all costs money. So I include that in my estimates, but talk to the different vendors for that. And then also too, looking for a good cabinet supplier where there's no minimum. So I met a few today. Cabinet markup is 50 to 75%. So there's a good profit margin on that. So anytime you get your cabinets from a supplier, there is that big of a markup. So I carried cabinets for quite a few years, and that's the markup on it. Minimum is 50, as high as 75%. So found a couple cabinet suppliers that are good, semi-custom, and then stock, which are good for some kitchens coming up, and then I can supply everything and be in charge of that and not have to go through a third party, so to speak, and have to deal with their markup. So that's what I've been looking at as well. So just a lot of cool vendors to talk to and different products that we see, and just kind of all the day-to-day things, like fasteners and screws and nails. Like there's vendors there for that. So when you spend $4,000 or $5,000 on fasteners and screws, like you want a good vendor, and you want to be able to order directly from them if possible, or in bulk. So that's what we do a lot. And also just steel framing. I looked into that. There's some vendors there where I can just order direct now for steel framing. If we do basements and other things, that I'll probably incorporate steel framing more in projects. It's just true and straight and nothing to worry about. So your trim will look that much better, I think, compared to wood, and doing like a LSL when the steel framing is a little less than an LSL stud. So things like that I'll be looking into moving forward. Also to a customer relation management program, a CRM. So I found JobThread, and I know that's been a popular one that's kind of popping up out of nowhere. So I looked into them today and I actually signed up for that. So it's very reasonable depending on the users that you use. I think the plan starts at $199 for one user. And then I'll have my son on there, so I think it bumps up $25, I think, or something. So looking at that, and then met with Company Cam, and they're based out of Lincoln, Nebraska. So Company Cam and Job Thread kind of combine their systems in a way. And also looked at some cool measuring tools. One's called Render, where you can go in with your phone and scan the room with your phone. It will take all the measurements within 1 inch and also input it all into a program, and you can put your numbers in there if you have a lineal foot number or a square foot number. So you can go in, say scan a bedroom, and it will input all the dimensions of the walls, and then it will give you the square footage of the walls and the lineal foot, and then you can put in your numbers. All right, trim's gonna be $10 a lineal foot. Painting the walls is gonna be $2. You know, you have to put bulk numbers in, like say demo, you have to put your own number in for that, but then it'll compute everything for you, and then it's done. So, you know, you can get estimates a lot quicker, has some AI features, which are neat to see. So a lot of the things like that, you know, is what I've been looking into. So I'm excited to try that. So where estimates can be quicker, more accurate, obviously, and just it's a whole lot more efficient is, you know, one of the keys of owning a business. You want to be efficient and profitable and just, you know, offer the best thing that you can. So that is it for day one. I will go through some of the things that I received from the vendors. Some are knick-knack little things. Some things I might just put in the recycle bin. Other things are pretty legit. So stay tuned and we'll go from there. All right, doing a little haul here of day one of IBS. Obviously, I don't come here to get some of the free stuff, but it doesn't hurt. And just doing it in the hotel, so just raw in real time. I mean, I could take this back and do it in my office or somewhere else, but just gonna put it on the other bed and go through, talk to some guys with grills. So this is about an $80 set, and receive that. I will take it out of the box when I travel back with the suitcase, just to help on the weight. So those will all come out, and I'll wrap them somehow. You always get plenty of pens and other things, pens, pencils, more pens. Get a opener, can opener, pen. Get a lot of these koozies, which I'm not always a fan of doing, but they're always in the bag, so I guess I'll keep. The floor protection. I'm gonna try this company. I've tried them before. Clean and Safe is one of the first products I've ever used when I started a company, remodel company, 18 years ago, and I probably will go back to them. I mean, it's a good product, and this has a film on it and a backing, so it's slip resistant. On the back, it doesn't move, and then also it spill and vacuum safe. So you spill it, it just puddles up. So a very good product, and I used them. They were the first ones I've ever used for protecting floors. I hardly ever did before. I always put blankets down and stuff, and then I found they had these roll products. They never really had them, you know, 16, 17 years ago, and I felt like these guys were the first kind of to come out with something like this that I found. But I'm gonna give them a shot again and see what the prices are compared to what I use now. I have some left over from other companies, and I've just been using that up for projects and everything, but I definitely do like this one. Next up, we have plenty of other just info sheets, and I talked to the guys from Boot Barn, and there's a designer in Omaha. I think the Heartland is Heartland Designer. I believe that is who designed the Boot Barn main headquarters, I think in California. So it's pretty cool. Kind of talked to them that had a local designer do that, so they thought that was interesting. And just some books, notebooks and stuff to handwrite stuff down, a couple of those. Did get a driver bit. If you never had these, you put your bit in there and just you carry them around. So this is individual, or you can link them all together on this. But these are very handy to have. So they give this away. Talked to the guys at Power Pro, which is a fastener company. So they gave that to me. Here's some sample packs they give you of all the products. So these are the wood screws, and they gave me a couple power packs. They gave me some bits. So, and the thing is, like, you go and talk to these reps and just make conversation with them, and you're interested in their product, or even to use it or to look into it. I mean, they'll give you samples. They bring plenty of stuff down. They don't want to travel back with it. So that's the thing. Like, these people do not want to carry all this stuff back. So they rather not pay the shipping cost to ship it all back. So this is a sample pack of some screws from the Saber drive. But so sample pack there. And yeah, it might just be, one screw of each, and you're like, what do I do with this? But if you got odd projects where, all right, I need to lag in one thing, use different couple lags, and you're not worried about what they look like, or lagging two walls together and they're all going to get covered up with drywall, then this is where you use something like this. You just use up your miscellaneous fasteners, and you can try them out for the sample pack. Same thing here, just samples of that. So, like, all these could be used in a 2x4 framing wall. You can just give them a try and see what happens. So, and then you can order more of which one you like the best. And then here's screw products. This is one of the very first products I've ever ordered. I carried them for years, and I still use their stuff. I order big bulks of it. But screw products, they're out of, I think, Seattle area, or up in that area. But really easy to work with. And the cool feature about these is all of them, besides like the big structural screws, all use T20 bits. So they went to the system that all their screws, and they have, I don't know, hundreds of screws, and they all use T20. So you don't have to interchange bits and everything else. Like this small one here, T20. This one here, T20, T20. All these T20, besides the black one, they're not T20, but kind of a cool system. That was a big thing to do, that just go to all the T20. Got a little keychain, pass a load, and got another little from these guys. Looked into some fans, outdoor fans. And one cool thing is IQ Power Tools, they were there, so they gave me a diamond polishing pad, which was cool. And then I just ordered one of these on their website, but they said, here, take one, and this is almost an $80 value. So they gave me this blade. So I'm gonna put it in because we're doing some brick right now. And that blade is shot, so I'm gonna put this new one in that I got from them. Also too, a lot of people are familiar with joist tape. And there's a couple brands that a lot of people use, G-tape and other tape, but Frog Tape has come out with their own. So the reps there were real nice. They gave me a free sample to use, and so I might try this on my deck and order some more. But I got one roll there to give it a shot. This guy was here that had a NASCAR. This is all electric NASCAR, and this guy is David Reagan, and he signed it. He was actually there, so it's kind of cool. You meet some different people. I have no idea who, David Reagan is. I follow a little bit of NASCAR, but hey, he was there in person. If you're part of NASCAR, I mean, that's a pretty big step for sure. So he signed that, and cool to talk to for a little bit. And just some little towel, shirt. I got some socks from Strauss, so I get to try these. Maybe I'll try those out tomorrow. And then you get a ton of hats. So I have just put in a Mr. Cool unit. So he was there, or they were there. Don't Be Salty Builder. This is from a flooring company. Basically, it is Cali floors, so Don't Be Salty, Cali floors. I put a lot of their LVT and other products in, so some Cali hats. And I think the rep is coming up to Nebraska soon, so we'll meet him. Cali, locals only, surf shop. And then we got Tried and True Work. They were there, and a good story about True Work. I think they started in 2015. I went to their place in Colorado and met the owner, and he was just kind of getting started with True Works. That's when he was established and founded. So I met him. All they had was guy clothing, very limited, and more towards the climbers or forestry industry, and not really construction. But I don't know how I ended up on their product. Somehow looking for something more flexible to wear for pants and other things, and I came upon them. So I went out to visit them, He gave me a ton of free merch that day. And he was just thinking about doing the women's line of True Work, and I know that has blown up and done really well. So he was just thinking about it then, and I mentioned to him, he probably doesn't remember, but I mentioned to him that it would be a no-brainer to get into women's because they're always looking, especially women's in the trade, they're always looking for comfortable clothing that looks good and feels good and also is functional. So True Work is always amazing, and I have a ton of their stuff. I pretty much wear their stuff every day, and I don't have any other really brands that I wear. I mean, you can wear it out for date night or casual settings or whatever, so it's all True Work I got, and they have new stuff coming out, so I'm going to check it out and maybe order some. We'll see for that. Weather Strong is outdoor cabinetry, so if you got a kitchen outdoors, I'm looking into that to do that. I think that might be a good market to tap into. Got another True Work hat, and then you got the Job Tread hat, which they gave. So check them out if you're looking for a CRM system or management system for anything. So definitely a plus on that. So you get plenty of hats from people, which is cool. I wear some every once in a while. My son probably wears more of them, so those will just go distribute out amongst the family. But that's kind of the haul. Also, too, you get a ton of bags, a fraud take bag, and you get all these bags to haul things around. I keep them for miscellaneous stuff, for remodeling. Like I throw clips in them or put tape, rolls of tape in them for taking to a job, and I'll just leave it there on the job. So they get plenty of use. And I don't care if they get beat up and stuff or used. I'm not trying to save them, so they definitely get beat up and used and probably eventually thrown away. But it's always good to collect some of these, and I got more of them at home as well. But that's kind of the basic haul for everything. I'll pack light when I come here because I know I'm going to have some stuff to take home. I always get some stuff, so we'll see how day 2 goes, but this is definitely quite a bit, so I'm happy with everything. And then come over here, and the last thing is just business cards. I know I could take pictures of them and put them all in my phone pretty easy, but I kind of just like to have a little stack of business cards. I'll go through them when I get back and put them all in my Google Drive, and then I'll have them all handy. So I just do it that way. But you get some percentages off and some other things, and DeWalt. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, that is the haul. So stay tuned for day 2. Good morning, starting out day 2 of the IBS, and this is what I have for breakfast. When I travel a lot, coconut water. It kind of refuels and refreshes you. I just get some meat that is, not too filling. So I got some of that bruschetta. And then I get fruit. So I get a big tub of fruit, strawberries, blueberries, kiwi, and pineapple. And then I take a banana with me as well, have some almonds and pretzels. So I always go to a local grocery store when I show up to a big show or when I'm traveling, and just if I'm staying in a hotel for more than 1 or 2 days, which this is the case, and this is what I buy. So just kind of a what to eat when you travel. This has worked for me. It's fresh, filling still, and it keeps your body replenished and feeling good and fueled. So can't just go eat pancakes and waffles and a whole bunch of junk before you walk 17,000 some steps. So but keep in mind that and kind of go from there. Day 2, here we come. Day 2 came to an end, and this is the beginning of the last day. So I just want to show you what I collected so far. It's raw and real, just doing it in the hotel room. So got this from Dr. Dex. So this is the new brand that he is promoting. So I'm gonna try this out, which is awesome. And I'll give my review on that, and I'll make sure to tag him. So I really appreciate that from Dr. Dex. Contractors Direct, which we order a lot of stuff. Their rep is there, and I got one of these pearl tile blades. This is new with the rigid, so definitely gonna try that out. It's awesome to talk to those guys. I've been ordering stuff from Contractors Direct for years. Also, this is the first time I've received one of these tile trowels, and it's left-handed, which I really never knew they had. And I'll have to check my collection of trowels to see if I do have a left-handed, and maybe never noticed it, but left-handed. I am left-handed. I'm kind of both actually, but yeah, excited to try this out. This is a kind of a European trowel, and yeah, I know it's made in Italy or somewhere overseas, but yeah, excited to try this. A couple little buckets. I put all my pencils and pens in here on my desk or in my shop, so those are cool to have. More socks that I picked up. These are super thin, so. And then another product, sauna pan. I'm excited to try this. I might put this under LVT flooring, and it can be used for sound deadening. But I always put a 3/8 product underneath, and this is about 3/8, real close. I never put LVT right on the subfloor. People that do, I think, are crazy, and I don't think it's a very good practice. So this is a product sound panel, so it helps with the noise. If you have cheaper LVT, there's also better LVT that, you know, is 3/8 thick or 1/2 inch, that you don't have problem with the noise. And that's about it. Some more hats I got. It's up at the PWT booth, and got some stuff from Latacrete. I ran into the rep from Perfect Level Master, so they have a new clip coming out. So they're gonna send some new clips my way, so, which is cool. And that's about it. So, but yeah, day 2 to end. Got some cool items with this trowel and the 2 blades. You know, the combined total on these blades is at least probably over $150. And then I don't know about this trowel. I know it's easily over $50, $60. So, but yeah, thought that was cool. Day 2 a wrap. Day 3 coming up, and just gonna hit some people up that I kind of missed and kind of popped up on Instagram that I've seen. So stay tuned. Good morning. We're at day 3 of the IBS International Building Show, and just walking over from my hotel. I always book a hotel within walking distance. This one's a little bit farther than I anticipated or wanted, but it's 2 miles away, so not bad for a nice morning walk and evening stroll back. So, but headed up to I think the North and South Hall. I'm gonna hit some vendors up that I missed. There's so many vendors that you walk by that you may not pay attention to. I take my time as much as I can walking through, but some that you just kind of skip over, and not intentionally, but you just kind of miss them along the way. So headed there for a good couple hours. Then I'll head over to the West Hall where that outdoor exhibit is. I'm gonna check that out, and then finish the day over there inside, hitting up some vendors as well, and kind of go from there. But it's been good. Overall 3 days, about 18,000 steps a day, which is about 10 miles. So we'll see what we do today. Probably a little bit less, but that is fine by me. Legs are kind of sore, so just wanted to give you an update and go from there. That wraps up the IBS for 2026. I appreciate everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe.